What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another portfolio update. In this video, I'm going to walk you guys through all the moves that I made today. Since it is Friday, I'm going to take you guys through each position in the portfolio and give my thoughts on whether I'm looking to add or sell, or if anything is particularly under or overvalued. And then we'll look at some moves for the weekend in crypto and possibly next week's stock moves. This video is particularly special because through the combined portfolios, we have officially eclipsed the $400,000 mark, which is pretty special. The goal is to get to $1 million by the end of 2025. I think it's very doable, and I'm going to take you guys through each and every step, each and every trade all along the way. If you guys could smash the like button, that would be amazing. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so in this main stock account, we're pretty much flat on the day, 0.02%. This is the account from the largest positions to smallest. For today's movers, we got Tesla down 2%. We got CrowdStrike with a beautiful move, almost 7.5%. It's creeping back up to $300 for CrowdStrike. That was pretty much it. Cash is sitting at 11,800 in this account. So let's look at the gain and loss very briefly. I like to run through this just to give everyone a fully transparent view into the P&L of the portfolio. That's the profit and the loss. Okay, so Amazon up 52%, cost basis 125. Not looking to add any Amazon at these levels. Tesla up 20%, cost basis 198. I'm just standing by for the event next month, and then if it were to really shoot up, then possibly trim Tesla. Actually, I'm going to not ride this all the way back down, and looking to actually finally profit off some of these violent moves with Tesla. Microsoft up 54%, cost basis 281. Not looking to add any there. Palantir 152%, cost basis 1461. Not looking to add any Palantir unless it were to come back to the low 30s or high 20s. Shopify up 17%, cost basis 67.15. Looking to get to 500 shares on Shopify, so about 35 more shares, and then that will be complete for now. CrowdStrike up 150%, cost basis 119. Not looking to add after this big run up. Meta up 30%. Meta's been doing really well lately. Cost basis 430. Not looking to add to Meta. And then Riot, I'm looking to cut this loose as soon as I get back to my break even of 894, down 19%. So that's the glimpse into the portfolio. So I made a couple moves today in this portfolio and then a move in the other portfolio. First thing I did was roll out Enphase from 110 that was expiring today to 112 for next Friday. What I like to do if I'm trying to get out of a position is normally I do monthly contracts, but if I'm trying to get out of a position and the stock price is close to my strike price, then I like to go to weekly contracts. That way, if I were to roll this from 110 up to 120, let's say, but go 30 days out, I would be required to wait probably at least half of that. And then you never know what can happen with Enphase. Whereas because I only rolled this out to next week, the end of next week, if this were to really move in my favor by like Wednesday, I could probably close it out then. So that's the strategy and the thought process behind that. And then in this portfolio, I also sold 14 cover calls for Riot, also expiring next Friday. And those are $8 strikes. I really did not want to sell any calls on Riot because I'm overall bullish on Bitcoin. However, this position has been so stubborn and it's really not doing much at all. even when it does have nice pumps, it's selling right back off intraday. So it's just been really, really frustrating. And so I'm basically trying to sell calls to lower my adjusted cost basis. That way I can get out even lower. Maybe I can get it down to 850 and then get out around 850 instead of waiting till it gets back to my cost basis around 9. So next thing I did was in the Robinhood portfolio, I closed the Celsius $40 cover calls. I opened these on the 17th, and they were up 57% by today. So after only 3 days, up 57%. I would always recommend closing those out because we still have, a very long time until these expire. These don't expire until October 18th. And so, if you have collected the majority or at least half of the premium in the first couple of days, it'd be wise to go ahead and close those out early. Okay, so let's quickly look at the crypto portfolio since that's where most of the action has been the last day or two. So this was up to 122, sold back off to 118. That's basically just crypto taking a breather. So I didn't do a video yesterday because I didn't make any moves, and I'm not really one to do a video just to show off, because I hate when people do that. Because the reality is all these are paper gains until you hit the sell. So yesterday, almost literally, not exaggerating, every single one of these positions for the most part was up between 15 and 20%. So what we're seeing now is just a little bit of a cool off. It's not really selling off, it's just taking a breather, before hopefully its next leg up. So this did hit, let's see, in the 7-day. No, so 122 was pretty much its height in the past 24 hours and then sold back down to 118 where we're at now. I could definitely see Solana moving down in the ranks in the very, very near-term future. I predict Aerodrome, Render, and Ondo will all eclipse Solana if and when crypto does make its next move up, simply because these are going to move a lot more than Solana will, because they are lower cap coins, although still fairly safe plays in my opinion. And Solana is just not going to move up as quickly because it's a larger coin. So I still think Solana could have a 4 to 5x from here by the end of the bull run, but Aerodrome, Render, and Ondo, I'm looking at probably 10x's on all three of those in my opinion. Moving down the line, Echelon and Beam are both gaming coins. Pyth goes along with Ondo. If you recognize their symbols look both very similar. Pyth is a oracle, so I predict that's going to do very well. And then Brett and Dog with Hat are my two meme coins of choice. And Ethereum, this will be sold in the probably over the weekend. Just waiting. I'm just holding that until my next buys come in, my next buy levels. Basically, whenever I'm looking to make my next buy in any of these other coins, I'll just sell the Ethereum and then use that money as the buy. Simply put, Ethereum's massively underperforming right now, and so I just can't afford the risk of just holding on to it anymore, because it's just not performing at this point in the cycle. I think it will perform well overall, but what we're seeing right now is it's an opportunity cost because it's simply lagging behind. Okay, now let's look at the Little Robinhood portfolio. So this was up basically 2% to 11,500. Don't hold a lot in this portfolio. This is basically my kind of more degenerate type of play portfolio where I do spreads and I do smaller moves that I don't want to have in the I want to keep separate from the other portfolio basically. So these are 3 contracts of $35 calls. They don't expire until January 2026. So these are down 28%. And then basically, like I showed earlier, I'm selling calls on this in order to just keep bringing in premium, keep bringing down my adjusted cost basis. And then the only other position in this portfolio is this 2x Ethereum ETF. So this will give me exposure to Ethereum, but since Ethereum's been lagging, this will help bring it up a little bit because it's 2x leverage. Finally, with a nice move up today, almost 7%, we are now within striking distance of a break even, which doesn't sound too cool, but when this position has been down between 20 and 30%, it does sound pretty good to me to get back to break even, and then let's finally get into the profit with this one. I'm still happy with the levels that I bought this at. I think I was still confident in the area I was buying. However, Ethereum has just really underperformed. So obviously this hasn't done as well as I had hoped. As far as the stocks on my radar, these are the companies that I'm looking at for possible moves for next week. ELF, Boeing, Snow, Intel, and of course Celsius. And then also looking at a possible hedge. I've talked about it before, but SQQQ is my favorite hedge of choice because it's extremely cheap. So what you can basically do is, this is a inverse ETF on the Qs. So if the NASDAQ goes down 1%, this will go down 3%. And then you can even leverage it even more and go even cheaper by just buying calls on this. So I would go out like till maybe October 25th, and then I would buy the, probably either the 8 or the 750. You'd have to look at it. Open interest is looking much better on 8, so I'll probably go with that. And then you can buy a contract for 40 cents. So that's times 100. That's going to be your contract, but that's extremely cheap. So if we look at that, I got to put this on buy. So we want to buy these calls and then hit buy. So for, let's just see if we did like 5 of these. No, probably like 15. Yeah, it's only going to cost me $600, and I can have a nice hedge at that point. So that's something I'm definitely considering. And then ELF, Boeing, and Snow are also all sitting at very attractive levels, in my opinion. I'm still a little doubtful as to if this recent push this week in the markets is actually sustainable or not. I'm a little doubtful, actually. So if anything, I would look at some put credit spreads for these instead of selling regular cash secured puts. That way I define my risk, I limit my risk with those, and I know what my maximum loss is as soon as I enter the trade. So that's what we'll be looking at for next week. And then lastly, let's quickly review any near-term expiring options within the next few weeks. We have the Tesla 260 calls. We're down 11% on those. Shopify, we have 73 and 75 calls, down on both of those. On the Palantir, we have one expiring October, down on those, and then the other 2 are for November. We do have Microsoft expiring next week, 380, so I'm looking to move that to 385 and probably have to roll that out probably another month to a month and a half in order to do that. And then Amazon have the 150 and 190 calls expiring, one in October and one in November. So we'll keep tabs on that. Okay, that's all I got for you guys today. If you have any comments, questions, or constructive criticism, feel free to drop that down below. I will get to all of that. And then, as always, I will see you guys next week. Take care, and God bless.